But it's time that we get back to Blood River. We have to go and watch our swords.
Welcome back once again. This is Chris Report, and he assured me that St. Simon's Town in Boulders. Folks, this is Chris Wyatt reporting from South Africa. South Africa's election is just 1 week away. And now for MK News. uMkhonto weSizwe, the new, not quite so shiny, a bit tarnished party that appeared on the scene a few months ago, and former ANC President Jacob Zuma, President of South Africa, glommed onto the party and stood as its candidate. But there's a lot of news. So in spite of bad news, and there's been a lot of that, allegations of petition fraud, claims the party founder was part of a plot to poison Jacob Zuma, MK ejecting Jabulani Khumalo, the founder, and then Khumalo suspending non-party member Jacob Zuma, the ANC seizing on this chaos to suddenly claim that MK is not a threat. Now, this comes after Ramaphosa cowered in silence over fear of MK's rise for months. And finally, the Constitutional Court this week overruling the rogue Electoral Court and declaring Zuma ineligible for parliament under Section 47 of South Africa's constitution. Whoa, that's a lot to digest in just 2 weeks. Now, folks, to be fair to the MK party, they did surprise us this week with a calm, adult response to the ConCourt decision. This measured response after the court decision was refreshing from a party that had previously threatened public violence if it did not get its way. In the aftermath of the Constitutional Court declaring Jacob Zuma ineligible to serve in parliament based on his conviction in 2021 for contempt of court, party leaders accepted the judgment and urged supporters to be calm. After all, they got what they wanted, Zuma's face on the ballot. So what's the latest news just days prior to the election? Well, a strange situation. All African Alliance Movement party leader Bishop Sophia Tsekedi suddenly finds himself the top MK parliament candidate after Zuma was disqualified and Khumalo was kicked out of the party. Now, he was number 3 on the list, and he's not even in the MK party. Only in South Africa, folks, can you be elected to parliament when not running for the political party whose seat you've earned. Earlier in 2024, Tsekedi described Zuma as the savior of Black people. Really? So if Jacob Zuma is the savior of Black people, was he just too busy robbing South Africa while he was president for nearly a decade to save Black folks previously? I mean, why weren't Black folks saved when he spent 10 years as president? Well, 9.5. At the MK party rally in Orlando Stadium in Soweto, diamond magnate Louis Liebenberg declared himself all in with the MK party, stating, "My vote goes to MK."
My vote goes to MK, has always been and will be.
Liebenberg, a long-term ally of Jacob Zuma, said Zuma will lead South Africa once again, and that this is a prophecy.
This man will lead this country. This is a prophecy.
Perhaps, but the prophecy may now be on hold for a bit as Zuma is not eligible to sit in parliament until at least 2026. And in order to become president, you've got to be a member of parliament. They vote on it. And the Electoral Court, most recently in the news after the smackdown it received when the captured court's ruling was overturned this week by the Constitutional Court, which has declared Zuma ineligible, is now considering another urgent case. The Electoral Court will apparently hear an urgent application by Jabulani Khumalo against the Independent Electoral Commission's decision to remove him and to list Jacob Zuma as president of the uMkhonto weSizwe party, a party he is not a member of. Now, Khumalo wants the decision to be declared invalid, unlawful, null and void. In an affidavit filed with the Electoral Court, Khumalo said he formed the MK party last year and applied to have it registered under his name on June 1st of 2023. The application contained a list of people chosen as the executive body of the MK party, with himself as president and other office bearers, 3 of whom were also recently kicked out of the party by Jacob Zuma. Now, of course, that application was famously initially rejected, then accepted in a purportedly illegitimate amended version later on, which the African National Congress, desperate to get rid of the threat from MK, took to court and lost that case. Jabulani Khumalo says that in light of this information recorded and recognized by the IEC, Mr. Zuma is neither the party leader, the president, nor member of his executive committee. I am the president. Now, Khumalo may have a point there. Zuma is not even a member of MK Party. This comes after Zuma has expelled Khumalo from the MK Party that he founded. Khumalo also claims Zuma's isiZulu challenge daughter, Duduzile Zuma Sambudla, forged his signature in a letter to the IEC that purportedly claimed Khumalo had resigned and Zuma was appointed as president. I don't know. This is like watching Peyton Place. I mean, it's insane. This is Jersey Shore. What's going on here? Ladies and gentlemen, whatever the outcome, and it does matter, especially to Jabulani, who was number 2 on the MK list for parliament, the MK party is sure offering up lots of intrigue in the closing days of this campaign. Folks are talking so much about the MK party, about ANC failure, and about Democratic Alliance advertisements. Is the EFF even campaigning? Stay tuned for more interesting developments for the MK party as South Africans go to the polls on May 29th. Be sure to become a subscriber, hit that subscription button right below the video. And if you want to leave a comment behind, please do so in a professional manner. Take care, folks.